Hey everyone, this is Bill at Collect Football on Twitter. I just been seeing a lot of, we've all been seeing it, just how the soccer market is blowing up right now. So I just kind of wanted to there's so much information out there for the new cards, prisms, select, all the new World Cup issues and that sort of thing. And the prices are just getting crazy. I can't really speak to how good of an investment those are. I know it's more exciting because you're getting players that are actually on the field right now. But I think that going through and getting some players that are all-time greats, you may not see necessarily the card go from 400 to 1700 in a week, like you have some of the Mbappe cards and that sort of thing. But long term, these are really where you should be. And actually, right now, the values are starting to shoot up just like the new cards. I'm just going to show you a few cards, kind of giving you an idea of like what you can find and for how much. You're going to be buying cards that are 100 years old that are cheaper than like an Eden Hazard 2014 Prism. I mean, it's just crazy that you can get these cards. And, I see lots of Hazard on eBay. So there's, lots of 30, lots of 40. Well, there might not be much more than 200 of a particular card for these vintage cards, whereas who knows how many of those Hazards were actually printed. So long term, I think people are really going to realize the value in the vintage cards. And when I say vintage, I know a lot of people, it just depends on your age and that sort of thing. I think in the market, for the most part, vintage is pre-1970. If you talk to somebody who's been in the market, maybe owned a card shop. I owned a card shop for 10 years, from like 2000 or 1999 to 2009. And then I just been collecting personally after that. But vintage is when you're getting back that far. So 50 plus years from today. I think that's what I'm really talking about, at least when I'm saying vintage. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the cards that I think are probably good buys if you're willing to sit and wait. And like I said, it's not as exciting. You're not going to be able to talk about somebody scored a goal, and the value of your card's going to go up because of that. But long term, I think this is just the way to go. So I'm just going to tilt this so you can kind of see like what sort of cards I'm talking about. Okay, so these two cards are from 1902. They're one of the earlier issues from England. They are Will's cigarettes, and these are, just for no-name guys, you can get from anywhere from, I don't know, most of them go between $10 and $40 each. And then it just kind of depends on, the condition of the card. And then maybe like these particular cards have like a purplish ink on them. Most of them are just black and white. So these are actually a little bit rarer than the regular cards. But I've been buying those, shipped from the UK for anywhere between, I don't know, $8 and $15. They're going up a little bit now just because of the whole soccer boom, but that's a pretty good investment for something that's almost 120 years old, and you can get it for that cheap. Another thing that I had posted on Twitter is Stanley Matthews. These are his rookie is from 1934, his rookie card. There was one other issue that was before that, but these are all from the like 36 through 39, and you can buy these shipped for in the $10 to $15 range. Well, his rookies, which I'll see if I can grab one real quick. But his rookies are from, like, I was able to buy those for $20, $15 to $20 the last few years. And now they're all going for like $200-$300. So, I mean, they're starting to really kind of jump up in value. And yeah. So this is his rookie card. It's a Ardath is the brand, 1934. So these are going, selling typically, upwards of $300, and to be able to get cards that are just a couple years later for, 10 to $15, I think that's a great buy. And as people start to get priced out of buying his actual rookie cards, the value for these are going to really go up. So, that's another thing. These are, let's see. Yeah, I was actually going to sell these tonight on Twitter, I think. But these are World Cup cards. They're called Tingles. They're from 1950. It's made out of Sweden. And so there's not a ton of them out there, because Sweden's not that big of a country. And so there's not a ton. They don't sell for a lot. You can buy like this level of an example in condition. You can get them anywhere from, I don't know, I'd say $10 to $20 for the most part. But then these also have, depending on, like on the back, there's different companies that had issued them. So some of them are rarer than others. So they actually do change the value based on the color of the stamp, and then also which company it was. But because of the rarity, coming from Sweden, that's something that's of pretty good value. Just because they're so rare, they're going to be hard to find as more and more collectors start getting into vintage. This is a set that a lot of people would recognize. This is like Pele. His rookie, it's Heinerli. It's from this set. You see that being sold a lot. It's a little bit of a bigger card. It's a German set, and so this is I think it's Real Madrid. Yeah. So this is Real Madrid. Alfredo Di Stefano's in that. Then there's a couple of Germans, Fritz Walter and Uwe Seeler. And these cards are selling for like $5. And it's a pretty sizable set. And it's kind of one of those sets that a lot of people are starting to look at, because it's kind of more of your traditional full set of players. And so I think that as more and more people get involved, this is going to be something that starts to go up. I mean, you're getting star players, because a lot of this is from the World Cup. But then they also have some of the professional teams. So just for so cheap, from 59, that's what this set is from. I mean, that's 60 years ago. And to be able to get cards with star players for $5 is it's insane to me. So that being said, I just kind of wanted to talk about like the just the potential in vintage cards. I think I'm gonna really start paying attention a little bit more to what everything's selling for. But just recently, there's an issue from, it is 1958. It's a World Cup set from Bremer Coffee in Germany, and it's a super rare set. Somebody had gotten there's multiple Pelés in the set, but one of them was graded a 7, and a guy listed it for close to $200,000, and then he took it down. But somebody had mentioned they knew the seller, and he had listed another card for $100,000. It was a Pele rookie from a Swedish issue, and he found out that the guy sold it for $75,000. So if we just consider, okay, he took 25% off of the other card, that means that card sold for over like close to $150,000. So it's starting to happen. You know, the vintage cards are really, really starting to grow. I mean, it's just blowing my mind as to, like, you know, I kept saying, you know, these old cards are going to start getting more and more valuable, and I'm starting to see it right now. So getting into it right now is probably your best bet. Just buy any old card that's in really good condition, buy any old card that has a star player on it. I mean, you can get some of the best players in the world ever for, you know, less than $25. It's just insane. So I kind of want to just pop on, introduce myself. My name's Bill McCarthy. You know, this has been a on and off passion of mine for the last 10 years, I want to say. I bought some pretty incredible pieces over the years, and, you know, stuff that I thought, man, this is if and when soccer hits, in the collectible, you know, in the cards and collectibles. I'm pretty excited about all the stuff, you know, that I've been able to accumulate over the years. And the one other thing was, okay, this is Bobby Charlton. This is a 1958 A and B C from England. This card, scooping them up for $20 pretty much all the time. Same thing. Now they're up into the $200 to $300 range a lot of times. So probably not in this condition, but you know, it's just, I think this is going to be that card, the card that you know, everybody's going to want to get. It kind of reminds me of like I mean, he's not Mickey Mantle, but he's like, it kind of just reminds me of, it's a similar, you know, time frame. It's the 58 instead of the 52. The Mantle's a 52 Topps Mantle. This is kind of the same type of card where it's a little bit of a taller card. You know, this is one that I think is going to blow up. So if you have, you know, decent funds, I mean, you can buy one of these for $100, $200, and this is something that could like truly blow up. And just imagine, like, what can you really buy for $100 or $200? Like an optic Alphonso Davies. I mean, how many of those are out there? Whereas these, they're not making anymore. And it's just, I truly believe this is the way to go long term for your collection. I think you're going to see a lot of people that have dumped a lot of money into the new stuff, and they're going to be super disappointed because not every one of these guys is going to be worth it. You know, like we see Messi, Ronaldo, but then you have guys that are world class that just aren't that valuable. And once they start to get, you know, people are buying into Davies, let's say, Rashford, like if they don't keep getting better and better every year and accumulating those stats, they're going to kind of fall by the wayside. I mean, there's a lot of guys like Lewandowski, one of the best goal scorers of, you know, this generation, but his value is not going up. He's old, and, you know, he's just, that value is not going to be going up. Whereas because there's so many cards out there. So I don't want to keep harping on it, but I just wanted to kind of introduce myself. You know, I've been in the soccer card game for like 10 years. I've been in the sports card industry pretty much my whole life. You know, I was doing shows when I was pretty young, and then I, you know, opened up the card shop. So I'm not some guy who doesn't have a grasp of the market or understand the, you know, how things work in the industry. So I'm going to keep an eye out on things. I'm going to randomly do, you know, some shows now and again. I'll be doing stuff on Twitter. Some of these cards actually that I showed you were out because I'm going to be doing like a quick sale on Twitter. So if you get a chance, follow me on Twitter at Collect Football, and you know, keep an eye out for what I'm selling there. I'm gonna put a link to my eBay auctions And if there's anything you're looking for, if you just have a question, feel free to shoot me a message down below. And I appreciate you checking out the show. Like I said, feel free to DM me on Twitter or send me any sort of message. So thanks a lot.